Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny, and in this fishing lure review, I'll be reviewing the Livingston Boss 2. They call it the fish catching machine. Let's check it out. Whoa, there we go. Yeah! Woo, holy cow, folks. Topwater Johnny here, man. This is what we came here for. Look at that. Get back here. Look at that right there. That's the kind of beast that we came here for. Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny. Look at that beast right there, baby. I think I won the tournament with that one right there. I am the one with this one. Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny here. Want to welcome you to the next video here. And as you heard in that opening, I'm going to be reviewing the Livingston's Walking Boss #2 bait. And I want to show it to you here really quick so that you can see it right here. And I'm going to be doing a review on this right here. And what really got me excited about buying this lure and experiencing this lure was what they call this EBS technology. So I was really curious about that, and I said, well, it's a topwater lure, so why not, let's check out what is all of this EBS technology about. So what I wanted to do was take it, buy it, do a review on it, and then give you guys my thoughts on it. I've never had a lure that has its own sound or vibration like from technology. Like I'm just used to, there are BBs in it, rattles in it, in the chambers, it's hollow, so it makes a knocking noise that you have to actually create. This particular lure here has its own technology inside of it that creates and emanates a noise. So I'm really curious about that. Now I'll just tell you right now, it does have a big rattle already built into it. So it has a big rattle, definitely has the feather tail in the back. So what we'll do is we'll take a closer look at it, and then I'll come back and give you more of my thoughts on it. All right. All right, here it is. This is the Livingston Walking Boss 2. In regards to the specs on it, it's 0.85 ounces. It's about 4.7 inches long here. And what they're telling me about it is it has what's called this EBS sound multi-touch technology. So that's what they're saying is incorporated into this. And then say under the cup lip, it can create a sound that's silent, one that's original, one that's crawl, one that's shad. So that's what they're saying this particular lure can do. So and it's got really stout hooks on it. So under here is where they're saying it actually, within here, there's a spot where I'm supposed to be able to squeeze and create these different sounds from the actual lure itself. It's got a cup mouth like the jitterbug, so it does a crawl across the water as well. So I know that for sure. It is also jointed here, and as always, it has some definitely, from Livingston, it has some truly big stouted hooks on here as well. So what we're going to do is definitely take a closer look and put this technology to the test and see what we actually get with this lure here. So that's really what the challenge is here. The reason that I got this lure was because of this EBS technology. And it makes some kind of sound as it is being ran across the water, or maybe when you're sitting on the pause, maybe that's when that sound becomes more pronounced. So that's what we're going to do, is take a closer look at that. And then after we take a closer look at that, I'll definitely give you my final thoughts overall on everything. Okay, we're back. So that was our closer look at this particular lure right here. As I said before, it's a crawler, and it definitely does this walking, and it has the jitterbug cup mouth in the front of it here. It's got the feather tail in the back, which I really do like. It's 3 hooks, so that really allows for a lot of really good hookup. It's got a joint in the back here, so that allows for really a good movement right there. As I said before, lots of noise in this, plus it has this EBS technology. And in the instructions, it's saying that it's right here somewhere. And all you have to do is somewhere in here, there's somewhere we have to push it, and then we're going to have to submerge it to make it actually come on and actually work. So as far as a lure goes, it's a big lure. Now there is also the Livingston Walking Boss 2 Junior, which is 4 inches and it's a smaller one. And at the time that I decided to get this one, that particular one was sold out. So I went ahead and got the bigger one here and thought I would just give this a try as well and see what kind of, what kind of luck I could have with it eventually here. But for this video, we're doing a review of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some clips of me doing some testing on it, and then I'll come back and give you my final thoughts overall about everything. All right. Hey everybody, Topwater Johnny here, and we are out at the lake here, and what we're going to be doing is doing our little test on the Livingston Walking Boss 2, and we're going to see what happens with it. So let's go ahead and get started with that. All right. Okay, here it is right here. So we're just going to go ahead and get started with it and just begin with our first throw of this and see how it does. All right. First thing, everybody, I want you to know it's definitely a bigger lure, and because it's a bigger lure, you definitely want to have some equipment that you can throw this on. So I'm actually throwing this on my Corrado, more my fast action Corrado, and I've got it on 30-pound braid, and we will definitely see what it does. And it's a Topwater lure, so it's actually out there right now. So let's see what it does. And as you can see, as it coming in here, it does that because it's got that jitterbug actual style to it with the front cup. It has that jitterbug movement. So let's do it right here. Kind of walks back and forth. Let me see here if I can get to do it. That more of that jitterbug crawl right here. So it does actually a jitterbug walk across there. So what we're going to do is keep on doing our tests here, but this particular one, the Livingston Walking Boss 2, has different settings on it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to set it and see what we can do on different settings. All right. Hey everybody, Topwater Johnny here. I decided to bring this lure back home again. I did some testing at the lake that you just saw, but then I brought it back home because it has what's called this EBS technology. And I couldn't see it and I couldn't hear it. So I'm bringing the lure back home and we're going to run some tests in my kitchen in some water so that you guys can hear it and see it in action. All right. Right, we're in the kitchen here. I got some water. And so I'm going to put it in here. And it sits in there, and they say when you submerge it for 5 minutes, and if you listen here, there you go. You heard it. It's actually making a vibrating, clicking noise here in this little bit of water here, because when I was at the lake, I couldn't hear anything. So I ran it out here. So I'm going to try to move it through its different sounds and we'll see what we get. All right. So here it is. Here it is one more time. What I thought this was going to do is when it makes the noise, I thought it was going to do this right here. Like it was going to pulsate or something like that. That's what I thought it was going to do. But it doesn't appear to be doing that. All right. Well, there you have it. There it is. The Livingston Walking Boss 2. And I will go ahead and give you my final thoughts on it. All right. Well, there you have it there. As you can see in those clips right there, I took it out and put it at the water. But then when I had it out at the water, as you saw, I did a little bit of testing right there, and you saw how it moved in the water a little bit, but I didn't hear that sound. So that's why I stopped the testing and then brought it back home here and said, I've got to hear the sound so that I can give you guys a chance to hear the sound. So hopefully in the video here, when you saw it in the blue tub that I put it in, you were able to hear that sound that it was emanating. And that was really my biggest thing, is that I wanted to hear the sound of what these actual fish hear. Now, with this lure, I have not been able to figure out how to get it to move through the sound frequencies as of yet. As you can see right here, there isn't like a button or anything that you would press. It's like they say you press in. So when I submerged it under the water and brought it back up, it started making a sound. But I'm not sure at this moment how you move through all the sound frequencies based on how it is currently rigged up in the front of it here. Maybe the Livingston Walking Boss 2 Junior is a little bit more friendly in that sense. I'm not sure at this moment right now. The other thing is, I'm not saying that this lure is a bad lure, because actually it's a great lure for topwater, but it's being sold with EBS technology. And so I think that Livingston would probably need to give a little bit more instructions on this particular one. Like when I bought this one and it got sent to me, the instructions were on the back here, but the instructions really, there needs to be a pamphlet in here that like really breaks down everything on what you need to do, because it's wrote here on the back, but it's really, to me, not enough. You really need some more instructions. Also, there needs to be some videos of people actually not just using this lure, but rolling this lure out. So you see what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to use this lure, but I haven't found any YouTube videos of anyone like actually showing how they started up, how they initiated. So it appears my video was the first one to ever do this, unless you guys know somebody else who shows step by step, starting it, stopping it, how to make it work. If you do, put that below, because I'd love to watch that video myself. But for right now, this looks like all we got is what I've done here. So I hope that what I've shown you is educational. In other words, I think the sound will make a difference if the fish are nearby. In other words, you're popping it, stopping it. You've got the feathered hook in the back here that flares out. And I think if that sound is emanating, I think they would be attracted to it and want to come up and investigate it. I would have loved to been able to take it through all of the frequencies to see if there's one that's a little bit stronger, that pulsates a little bit bigger, because I think that one may have been the more attractive one. Like they said on the box, there's one that's for shad, and there's one for crawl, and then there's an original one. Well, I think I'm just listening to the original one right now. So I would love to hear those. So I would say, and I got this lure at Tackle Warehouse for about 12 bucks. I would say definitely it's still a good lure and it's still worth the investment, but I just think there needs to be more instructions and more guidance on how to make it work and really roll it out. So that's my thoughts on it, and I just wanted to share that with you. Also, another item I picked up at Dick's Sporting Goods, it was actually in their bin for sales and stuff, and it was actually what they call the bait ball, and this is by Live Target. Let me pull it out here for you. Now, you already know that I own these Live Target, well, these what they call Lunker Hunt links. And Live Target is coming out with their own version of it, except, let's see here, except that theirs is a jerkbait. So Live Target has their own version of this as a jerkbait. So I ended up getting one of these right here, and this definitely does sink. And down in Florida, that's not always a good thing, because it'll sink too far and get caught up in the gunk. But I will tell you this much. In the right setting, this is a killer, because it's a jerkbait that looks like fleeing bluegill, fleeing minnow, fleeing shad that are trying to get along and trying to get away. This right here is a sweet lure for that. Now for me, a little tough, but for you out there that are watching my videos, this might be something that you want to look at. So if you went to Dick's Sporting Goods, I'm sure they have a bin of these that they're offering up trying to move the inventory, trying to get things moved or whatever. But I definitely grabbed one here because it looked great, reminded me of the Lunker Hunt Link, but it's a jerkbait. So for me, it really won't work. I was hoping that it was a floating jerkbait so that I could jerk it along and it would float back to the top. But it's not really built like that. So that's okay. But anyway, what I wanted to do here was share with you first and foremost this lure right here, because this lure right here is definitely, as far as quality goes, as I said before, top notch. Livingston makes some great lures. Top notch, beautiful design, beautiful paint job, strong hooks. It is a nice lure and it will catch fish, but they're selling at EBS and that's what we're looking for. So I just wanted to do this video here, kind of give you guys my thoughts on it, share with you what I was thinking about it. I am going to get it out there, going to fish with it, see what it does, see if I can make it happen, and then I'll do a video reporting back on it later on. But for right now, please like, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all those that watch my videos. Check them out. Love for you to share them. Love for you to let other people know what we're doing over here, that we're always trying to do unique lure reviews and trying to keep things engaged here. So please be sure to like, and if you haven't, subscribe to the channel. Once again, this is Topwater Johnny saying that phrase, keep your line tight, because when they hit those Topwater lures, it's going to be a big bite. All right.